HTML, and next I'm going to so now we're going to go to HTML, CSS, since we have finished already the HTML. So I'm going to just try some CSS here. So we don't actually need all this. Let me just cancel this one and run. This is actually much better. So as we said, if you remember our analogy, we said that if HTML is a skeleton, CSS is everything that makes it look good. Okay, the skin, the cloth, the makeup, overall appearance. It's what turns our black and white wireframe into beautiful polished website. If you remember how it looked before, if we were using CSS, it would have been looking beautiful. Okay, so remember, I'm going to talk about the foundation and the most important concepts. Okay, just like I did for HTML. This is supposed to be a refresher, not for someone who's just starting out. Okay, you should learn. If you want a better source, you can go through w3school.com. okay, you can just go visit HTML here. It's going to tell you detailed explanation. Same goes for CSS as well. Okay, but I'm just going to go through the main things, the main concepts, the most important concepts that we will use on a daily basis. Okay, so imagine you're packaging a gift. Okay, you will have content, which is the actual gift, text or image, and you'll have padding. This is the bubble wrap around the gift, the space inside the box. Okay, the border, the cardboard box itself, margin, the space between this gift and the other gift. Okay, this is actually a good example. So basically, you just have to learn. You should make sure that you understand box model before you skip this move on, because it's very important. It will be the foundation of what we will do in the coming. So this is box. Okay, game changer, box sizing, box. Okay, let me just show you what a box model is. Box model in CSS. So this is a box model. Okay, so this is what it means. Okay, it means the content is going to be inside the main content, right? And the distance between the content and another content is this one. Okay, you will have a padding which is outside of the content, or it can also be outside of the content, and you'll have a border. This is the border. Okay, you'll have a margin. Okay, so for example, let's say you have two boxes here. Okay, so you want it to be farther from each other. Okay, so you will have to play with the margin, mainly with the margin, right? Increase or decrease the margin, and to see. Okay, that's the idea of the box model. Okay, try to understand it, spend some time to understand it. The margin is the outer part. Okay, border is inside this one, padding the content. Okay, just spend some time to learn this one, because it's actually very important. And so let me try it out. Okay, let me make sure that let's add here CSS. Okay, let me add a box here under main. Let me just add a section or a div or whatever. Let me just put some box here. Okay, and box, name it here box, and I'm going to add a class here, and I'm going to call it box. It's going to call it box. So you know why we are using class here? So that we can refer it from the CSS. Okay, so if I want to style this box, now if you run this one, okay, it's just going to say box, right? Remove this one, we don't need it right now. Okay, it's just going to show us box, nothing else. So we want to style it. Just go here, just type dot box, it's the class name, and you just type here the, let's say we want to put the color of the box red. See what happens. It will reflect or no. Red. You see, this is the text color. We changed it to red. And let's say I want to increase the size. Font. Font style. Or not the size. Actually, I want to add the width of the box. Width, I'm going to make it 200 pixel, and I'm going to make the height also 200 pixel. Okay, I'm going to, yeah, let's see what it will show. It's not showing here. Let's make, yeah, it's showing. Okay, so let me put the margin here, and the reason it's not showing is because you didn't put, you need to put border. Border is basically put it solid, or yeah, solid here. See what happens. Yeah, this is the border. Okay, so this is the box that we created. Border, it's just this one, this line. You see, I put solid here, and the margin is just where I want to put the box. Remember, right now we are just manipulating the depth, the box, not the title, not the text here. Okay, so let's say I want to put the background color to background color. I want to make it black here. I can just do like this, and I want the text color to be white. Okay, and I want this text actually to be in the center. How can I do that? It's actually pretty simple. I just need to text, I think it's text align center. Let's see what this will do first, and then we'll check. Run. Okay, it puts it here, but I want it to be down. Yeah, I put it here, and let's add padding here. Padding, we said that padding is basically the space between the content and the box. Okay, right now I don't like the top here. Let's make it 100 px, see what happens. Yeah, no, this is actually too much. Let's just put it 10 px, and I don't want the padding to reflect on all. Okay, let's say I want only from the top. Okay, or the margin. I'll just use margin here. Margin, I'll type here top. Okay, margin top, I want it to be 20 pixel. So not 200, just 20. See what happens. I want to put this here. Okay, it's going to move the box. Actually, it's not going to affect the text. Okay, so in order to play with the text here, we're going to have to put this text into, let's put it inside P or something. Okay, let's just put box here and give P a class name. Name it box content. Okay, and on style, add another box content here, and open a session here, and just type margin. Hello. Hello. Here we have margin, box content. I'm going to put it center here, see what happens. I'm going to put it in the center. I'm supposed to put this one in the text align center here. Text align center. And yeah. Okay, let's move on so we can check what it, other properties here. So box sizing and box border. So the default box sizing, content box, content only. What you actually want is 99% of the time is you have to specify box sizing, border box. Width includes padding and border. Okay. Width 200 pixel, includes content, padding, border. Much easier to work with. Set it globally at the start of every project. And yeah, this is actually a best practice. You just have to use this way. Yeah. So I put it this way at, and I put at here. I put box sizing, and I define here border box. Okay, so this is, we are doing this just to make sure that the width, okay, when we define a width here, it should includes the content, the padding, the border, much easier to work with. Okay, so we have block versus inline block. Okay, to continue with the border sizing, we define border sizing, and we said that border box, when we define this one, border box, we just mean that when we set the width, for example, it's actually, it includes the padding, the border, the height, the content height, and all that stuff, and it's recommended to set it this way. And what else we have? Yeah, and we have three. We have block, inline, and inline block. Okay, so block element takes full width, stacks vertically. Margin this one. Inline block, best of both worlds. Okay, so actually this mostly we use it for to structure the links and the navigation bar. Let me try something here so I can show you exactly what I mean. Let me just open here. Let me add inside the nav bar. Let me just put here ahref. I'm going to name it whatever, and I'm going to say here home, and I'm going to put this actually inside the UL. Okay, and I'm going to name this one inside li, and I'm going to, yeah, we didn't take this in HTML, okay, in the previous HTML section, but basically this is list. Okay, what this means is, like, let's say I have home here. No, in fact I will just use this one. I will add the link inside this one. Okay, and paste it here, paste it here, and paste it here. So we have home, about us, we have services, and we have contact us. Okay, and let me show you how this will actually appear. Yeah, this is how it will appear. Okay, UL is just unordered list. It means unordered list. You open an UL here, and we put list here. Okay, li element we use to display this list. That's basically what it is. So let's say I want to display this like this. Okay, not vertically like this, horizontally like this. So how I can do this? There is a simple way to do it. Like I can just go here, type .nav and ul li. Okay, yeah, and we don't have to write. We don't have to just use the class. Okay, we can also use the element itself. Like here, since we only have one nav element and one ul element here, so I didn't use class here. So I just use the element directly. Okay, here nav ul li. Okay, which is under ul, and I'll just specify here the display. Okay, I'm going to name it inline block. See what happens. Let me type A here and see what happens. Actually, it's not supposed to be A. Actually, it's supposed to be, I think it's supposed to be this way. No, it's supposed to be LI. But it's not coming. Let me see what it means. Okay, UL. Let's see if I can put it, if I'm doing it correctly. I think I'm making a mistake here. I don't know where exactly, but I'm making a mistake. And yeah, so let's say if I put it inline without, see what happens. No, it's not actually reflecting. So .nav, actually no need, I think we don't need to use this. Yeah, the reason is because I put dot. We use dot before the class name only, but for elements we just type the elements directly. So I can type here inline block. Okay, so it will be displayed this way. Okay, so this is the main use of inline block. Flows inline but respects width and height. Okay, but if we just put inline, see the difference. Okay, widths and heights are ignored. Only horizontal margin padding works. Okay, widths and heights up and down, and the widths are ignored. So we're going to use inline block. Block means it's just going to display it in a block vertically. Like I can just type this one to block. It's going to put it like it was. Yeah, like this. This is block. Okay, so basically that's the idea. And the real world use case, this is it. Inline block, mostly you will use this one. And the padding, we can, like, if we type here inline block, okay, and we type here padding, and we put here 10 px and 20 px, and we put here margin 0 and 5 px. And yeah, let me just explain exactly what I did here. It should be 5 actually. Okay, let me show you what I did, what we just did. So the reason I'm using this is that actually we have options for padding and margins. Like we can type margin padding top. Okay, this will only give padding from the top. Okay, let me actually show you how what I mean. Let's say I want to, for this text element, the content, I will add here padding. I want the padding from the top to be 5 pixels, and let's see what happens inside the, see the box, the padding from the top increased. Okay, but if I put here the bottom, it's going to only apply to the bottom. Okay, see, there was a long gap on the top. Right now it's less because we just put it up. And if I put here padding right, it's going to reflect from right. Same thing goes left also. So the same thing goes with the margin as well. Okay, let's say I put here margin right 5 pixels. Let's say 50, so we can see something. Yeah, see, from the right 50. Okay, this is the right. So if you don't mention which position, it's just going to apply to all sides. If I put margin 50, it's going to apply to all. Okay, the reason it's not appearing here because we added here inside the box. So if you remove this one, it should be at the center actually. I think so, yeah. 200 border, and no, yeah, this one, the body has 2.25 padding, and yeah, I don't know why this is there, but we can just remove this one, see what happens. Yeah, see, my point is, so when we mention here 10, we are saying 10 for the, let me just put padding here. I'll put 0 here. Okay, whatever, just or remove it altogether. What happens? Let me just see what will happen. Let me just refresh. Go home. Okay, this is actually, we can just try a different compiler, no problem. Chef code or chef code chef or something. Let's try this one. Online compiler and editor. Let's see. Selector specificity. So we have something called elementor selectors. We have the least specific. We have the element selector least specific, like P, all paragraph. Okay, if you, for example, if you just specify P, it's going to color blue. It's going to put, if you have more than one paragraphs, it's going to put the color of all the paragraph the same, blue. Okay, if you specify here the elements, multiple elements, you can also specify using like this commas. The class selectors, this I already showed you how to do this. You just mention class equals to something, and you just put the class name and specify the settings you want to put there. Border, we know what border does. It's just going to add border like this one, this corner appearance, visibility. It's just going to look like that. Solid, you can put solid so it will appear, and gray, you can choose any color here, it's up to you. And button primary element with both classes. Yeah, So background means the background color. Okay, so you can make it blue. Like for example, this box, the background color is gray, right? This one, this is the background. You can say, yeah. And we use hash if we use ID instead of class. There are two things, ID and class. Remember when we use the sections and element and links, so we can create links, so we can go to different sections. We used ID, right, on those sections, so that we can navigate through. So IDs, we can use it on any element, and to refer it in the in CSS we have to use hash. For classes we use dot, but for like this, but for IDs we use hash like this. Okay, then header, and specify the height or whatever. Super useful. Attribute selectors, we have input type email, border, this one, link starting with HTTPS and stuff, parent, and we have combinators also. Like we can say parent dot child, descendant, any depth. Yeah, in pseudo class we have button hover. Yeah, hover means this is pseudo classes. This is state based. Okay, user interaction states. Okay, and let me see, online HTML CSS compiler. Let me try this one. If it doesn't work, I'm going to try this one, and we can actually try anything, any of them. Yeah, this is HTML CSS. Yeah, this is great. So yeah, okay, no problem, we can try it out actually. Yeah, so I'm going to just type doc type HTML. I'm going to close it here. I'm going to type here HTML, and I'm going to type head here, and I'm going to type the body, and that's about it for now. And here just let's specify div here, any div, doesn't really matter. I want to show you, let's use ID because we didn't try ID, right? Let's say box here. Okay, and I type here hello world or whatever, and let me just use P here so that it can be easier to understand. And yeah, so basically I'm going to go to, but I have to actually before you to refer the style, 1 second, style.css, styles.css, and I'm not sure if this is the right syntax actually for to refer to style.css, which is here. Type style.css. No, I think it's text.css, but let me just go back and check again here. I think we already have, let's see if this is correct. 1 second. Link CSS link style sheet HTML. So this is it, link rel style sheet href. This is the correct code, the correct one. Yeah, so you just change this one, put it, yeah, link rel style sheet href style.css. Basically this is referring to this one. Okay, so now I'm just going to go here and type this one. Remember we said we have to specify the box sizing. border sizing, border sizing. Sizing. We were supposed to specify the box sizing. Content, we are going to border box. Yeah, we're supposed to put this border box. Okay, and next we are supposed to actually do hash and box. Remember, because I'm actually using ID, so I'm going to type color red just to see whether it will work or not. Yes, hello world. See, it's working. I used hash here because I used ID here. It's recommended to use class on most cases, but you can use ID also sometimes. But buttons, this is important. We can just type button here, and you can type here type equals to submit. And you can type here click or whatever, and let me show you what we can do from this one. And I want to add class here actually. Class equals to, I'm going to type here btn. Okay, I'm going to go here btn dot btn. Okay, I'm going to let's just run this one so we can see how it will look first. See this button? I don't like the color, so what I will do is background color, background here, and I can just specify the color here. I can say I want it to be black. Okay, and I want the text to be white. Let's see what happens. Yeah, see this one? Yeah. Also, I want there should be space between the content and the border of the button. So I can just add padding here, padding. Okay, I'm going to say I want a lot more space on the height, vertical, and I want it to be 5, and I want that one to be 8. It's actually 8.5. Let's see, 8 and 5. See what it will make. 8px. 8px and comma 5px. This is not reflecting actually. 8 or 5. This is not reflecting. It's not reflecting because there is no. No. And there should be padding. Right. Should be 1 second. Let's say I put 5 here. See if it will work. Nothing actually. Nothing is working here. px. Yeah, it's not working actually. No, it's not working. There is a reason why it's not working. Padding here is not reflecting. Okay, and we have one more here. Button hover. These are the state. Hover means when someone hovers on this button, I want the color to be different, not just black. Focus means like when someone focuses on a specific field or button, I want there to be focus, like to be highlighted. And visited means when someone clicks the link and visits, should turn the color from blue to purple. Active means whenever at the moment of clicking. Okay, visited is already visited links moment of clicking. So I want to try this actually. Let's start with the button here. Okay, I'm going to do button here, and I'm going to say hover. No, let me just use btn. Okay, and use colon here, hover. So when someone hovers this button, I want the background to change to dark blue. Okay, change cursor. Let's see what happens. Run this one. As you can see, there is a color. You see there is a different color. It's dark blue now when I hover. But I want this cursor to be different. I can just pointer, like I can use cursor here. I can use pointer instead of just a normal cursor. See, you see this cursor? It's like an arrow now, right? When you click it, it's like a finger clicking, a pointer. This is the benefit of this one. And we have, let's put a simple input field here, input type. I'm going to say text or whatever, and I think it's enough. Let me just type here. Let me type here username or something. Okay, just for demo purpose. Yeah, so I'm going to type the input here, input, and I'm going to use the focus. Focus means when someone focuses on the input. Outline should be 2 pixel, solid blue. So see what happens when we do this. Yeah, you see this is the outline. When someone clicks this, it should give us this color. It should be 2 pixel. This is the width, the strings of the line. It can be 1, no problem. Solid and blue. Yeah, and solid and blue. Okay. Yeah, so this is the focus. Okay, and visited, and for links also we can use, like, let's say we add here one link, ahref, and just anything here, and yeah, type here hello or whatever, or go to or click me, better than hello, click me, something like that. And here I just type here I type visited. I want when this page is visited, the color to change to purple. Okay, when the link is active, I want the color to be red. The color to be red. So let's see what it is. It's not working. The reason, no, it is working. See, at the moment of clicking, if you notice, it became red, right? Okay, it gave me this error. So now let me go back. I don't want to go back because I think it will. How can I go back? Let me just copy this one or save it. I'm not actually saved. You know what? Leave it. Let me run this one. I just remove this one and run this one. Yeah. So basically, that's the way it worked. Structural pseudo classes. Pseudo classes are just like this. Let's say if I use li first child, first list item. Okay, li last child, last list item, nth child. Yeah, p. Yeah, input required. You can mention this one valid, disabled. Yeah. Create virtual elements before and after. Specificity scoring, why your style sometimes don't apply. Specificity hierarchy, most to least, inline styles 1000 points, and IDs 100 points each, class attributes 10 points each. Yeah, important is avoid at all cost. Yeah, important is basically, let's say you have styles, you have a separate style sheet here, okay, and if you type here you define a style, inline style, and you mention important, that means it will ignore all this one, it will only use the inline style. I think that's the one. Yeah, and when CSS isn't applying, check specificity. Your selectors might not be specific enough. Okay. Yeah, okay, fine. How the cascade work? Cascade decides which rule wins based on importance and specificity. More specific is greater than less specific. Okay. Source order later is greater than earlier. So basically, let's say this button, okay, it's saying red. The color, we're saying the background color of this button is going to be red. Will be overridden. Okay, why? Because we have the same, we're specifying the same class here. Under it, we're mentioning the background color is going to be blue. This will win. The background color will actually be blue because this comes later. Okay, and let's say I specify this one button. I said it's going to be red, but here I specify background div button, more specific, even earlier. Important overrides everything, but please don't. So the idea is, let's say I put this one, I copy this one here and I paste it here on CSS. Okay, now we have the button. Yeah, let's just ignore this one or remove it altogether, it's fine, or leave it. Okay, let me just add btn here and put here btn. See, they are the same, right? So but this will win because this is the last, right? It's supposed to be blue, okay, because this is the last. Order matters, yani if it's the last, it's going to win. And if you specify here, for example, I put button is inside where exactly is button is inside let me put the button here inside dev. Okay, let me just assume the button is inside dev. Okay, and let me say I said here dev dot button. Dev dot button. Actually, I don't need to use this one. Dev dot button. It's red. You see the color? You see, even though this came later, okay, but this one was reflected because we were specific here. We said this button is going to be under the dev. So specificity also matters. Inheritance, what gets passed down. Yeah, properties that inherit by default are body. If you mention color, for example this one, all text inside the body inherits this one. If you mention the font family is going to mention this one. Line height, text align, all this. Properties that don't inherit, dev. Margin don't inherit, padding doesn't inherit, border don't inherit, stuff. Yeah, this is a very important section. Actually, Flexbox is like a hotel manager arranging guests in a hallway. You tell the manager how to arrange them, rows and columns, and how to space them, what to do, what they fit. So this is actually very important. And yeah, we need flex and grid and positioning and responsive design. Actually, these remaining concepts are actually very important. You need to focus and try to do as much as possible. So let me just show you what this means. This flex container property. So when we say flex, okay, we just mean like the only way I can show you this one is if I show you multiple div. Let me put, okay, this is div, right? Let me remove the button. I don't think we need it. Leave hello world. Okay, make this one a box. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and then I'll put all of them inside one container, which is div. And I'm going to close this one. Cut this one. I'm going to put this one here. I'm going to call this one class main container, and yeah, and I'm going to change this. Instead of ID, I'm going to use class here, and I'm going to name this one also I'm going to name this one container 1. I'm going to name this one class start. I'm going to name this one 3. I'm going to name this one yeah, so this one is the, yeah, so this is what I did. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the main container here. I'm going to make styling for this box. I'm just going to type here main container, and I'm going to just go ahead and give it, first of all, I'm going to give it a border. I'm going to say solid so we can identify it. And then I'm going to give it a background color. It has to be black again so we can identify it. And that's the container, right? No, this is the main container actually. We're supposed to do this for the containers. I want to give them the same names. Okay, the same name, so we can, yeah, we can actually, instead of styling it separately, we can just file. And this is actually for the containers, sub-containers inside. And I mentioned background color black for each, but for the main one, should be white. The main container should be white, I think. Something. Let me try this one. This one should be white. The reason is because background color is white. No, there is a reason why this is not working, because okay, maybe there is no spacing between them. Could be, yeah. So color, just so we can see the text, we can identify. Yes, now it's working. So I've added the container here. So now this is basically the idea. So now what I want to do is use flex on this main container, so I can display them horizontally, like this, all 4. Right now it's taking the whole page, right? So I can just go here on the main container, Okay, I'm just going to display here flex. It's going to run it. You see this one? It's vertical now. Okay, and let's say I want to also do flex direction here. I want it to be row. See what it will do. It is already row, right? No need for us to do. But if we put column, it's going to display as vertically. Column, it will display here vertically like this. If you put row, it's going to display horizontally like this. So basically that's the idea. If you put row reverse, okay, reverse, the best way for me to show you this one is if I change the name here. I put here 1, 2, 3 and 4 just so we can see what it will do. Run this one. So it will actually reverse it, reverse the row. Okay, so if it was here, it's going to put it here. Okay, and yeah, right to left, basically R to L. It's just going to put it from this side. Okay, and flex wrap, let me just remove this one and try flex wrap. Flex wrap is just going to go to the next line if needed. Flex wrap, to show you flex wrap, I want to show you first of all how it will look if we don't use flex wrap. Let's say I run this one. Okay, I want it to be 100% actually, the container, the width. So I'm going to just type here width, and I'm going to say here 100% and see what happens. Yeah, so now let's say I just squeeze the thing. It's going to squeeze, right? It's not going to go down, yeah. It will keep squeezing each other. But if I type here wrap, flex wrap, it's supposed to actually wrap here. It's supposed to wrap. You see what happens here. Run this one. Okay, no, I did flex wrap, right? Display flex, then flex wrap. Display flex, when I use display flex, actually it should yeah, remove flex wrap here because I'm using 100%. Okay, so use 50% or something, so it will be not even 50, I think 20, but anyhow 50 will do also. Basically let me just put it 30% or 20%, no problem. Let's name it 20% here. Okay, so see what it will do. If you wrap it, it's going to run on the bottom of the text of the file when you squeeze it. No wrap, default for single line. No wrap means even item go to the next line if needed. This is wrap. No wrap is the opposite. It's just force them to. Pro wrap is the, yeah, this is shorthand. Flex flow we can use for shorthand, like we can use row and wrap. Okay, and we have justify content. This is main axis alignment direction to flex direction. We have justify content, flex start, default pack at the start. Let's try it out. This is actually useful. Let's try flex start. Flex start, I'm going to, yeah, run this one. Okay, I'm going to remove this one. I'm going to change it to flex. No, before flex start, let's do justify content. Okay, if I type flex start here, see what happens. This is the default. pack at the first. Okay, this is the default, that's why we're not seeing anything. But if I type end here, it's just going to put it at the end corner there, like this. Okay, and yeah, this is flex end. And center, it's going to put it at the center. Justify content, it's going to put it at the center. And space between items, known at the end. So you can use also space between here, space between here, and see what happens. Yeah, it will add space between them. Space around, space around, and see what happens. It will add the differences it adds on the end also. It gives us evenly spaces. Okay, or you can use evenly here, evenly. I used to evenly. So we have also align item. This is common axis opposite to flex direction. So this is the opposite of flex direction. Let's try align items. Let's see align items for a second here. Align items, see what happens. Fill height, stretch, and this is actually the opposite. Okay, nothing actually to see here. Flex start, so it's actually right now it's a flex start. Flex end should be at the bottom, I think, only if the height is 100%. One second, put height in the 100% as well, so we can see fully what are the effect of the shit disappeared. Yeah, so restore. Okay, I'm not sure it's going to restore what we did. Yeah, it's restoring, that's fine. So let me just try to see what we are doing here. Add here height, give it 100%, see what happens. And align items, what will happen if I just put here center? Yeah, let me see what will happen if I put here center. Nothing. So if I put here flex and okay, this R is actually a mistake. Nothing. So this works as an opposite of flex direction. So right now our flex direction is row, right? The opposite means it is supposed to be column. This should reflect to the columns, but right now none of it is actually reflecting to the column. So let us try to change something and see what it does. Let's go ahead and try flex direction and make it column here, and align self. Yeah, so I made it column. Okay, cut this one. It's this way, like this. So align item is supposed to put it here. It's supposed to be the opposite of the flex direction. That means if this is column, align item should apply in the row, like vertically. Okay, so when I type here flex end, it took it here. If I type here flex start, it's going to stay there. If I type here center, it's going to put it in the center. Right? If I type here, that's it, basically. But assume I put this row. If I put here row, however, okay, and I type align item, flex end, I'm supposed to get, this is supposed to appear at the bottom, right? But it's not appearing. Flex end, it's not reflecting. Or flex start. Let's see flex start. Flex start. Nothing is working here. Align items doesn't seem to, at least center. None of it seems to reflect, and I think the issue is actually the height. It has something to do with the height, I think. It has something to do with the height, because the main content is the main container actually, or the body or something. It is. It has to be. Let's try the body. Let's type the body here. The body, and height is supposed to be 100%. Okay, and run this one, and for this one also, the main container also, the height, width, both width and height. Actually, we're supposed to specify width supposed to be 100% and height is supposed to be 100%. Okay, yeah. Remove this one, remove the body. So now when I try align item, when I put the center, so when I, is it align item or align items? It's align items. So if it's supposed to be the opposite, but it works in the column, it doesn't work for the yeah. Let me try to do this one, run this one again, and see what happens. See if we can flex and see what this will do. Nothing. So center, this does nothing as well. Yeah, it's only working for me when I use columns. Even though I gave it 100% height. Let's not give it 100%, let's just give it specific height here, and let's add padding, or let's just cut this one, put it on the body, paste it here, and percentage add height here. Okay, make it 50%, and see width here, width 50%. I'm not sure if it's even working. Or remove this one, put it here. The width, or make it 100% here. Let's see what happens. 100%. Okay. Okay, we have one more here. Align content, pack rows at the top. Okay, let's use align. I understand what's the issue. We are confusing align items with align content. I think that's why. Yeah, I think that's the main issue, because we are supposed to put this one inside the container here. The item is supposed to be the text, right? The not the it's supposed to reflect on the text, the content, not the not the not the I think. Anyways, there's one more tool, one more we talk about, that is align content. Let's try align content here. Okay, let's just try this one. Align item center, align content. Align content flex start. Okay, let me try align content here. Okay, see what happens. Align content flex start. Nothing happened because pack rows at the top, it's already there, so there is nothing to be done. But if we type end here again, same thing with the align content as well. There is some reason for this, and we need to add gap. Actually, modern ways of spacing, we can use we can add 20. Gap should be 20. Let's add gap here, 20, and row gap also if we need to. Vertical gap only and column gap only. Gap is space between items in both directions. See, that's the idea of a gap. Space between items. This is the space between items in both directions. And we have this here. So this is centering everything. Centering everything is like display flex, justify content center, align item center. Let's center everything. Let's see what will happen if you just use this one on the main content. Remove everything and paste this one. See what happens. They put it in the center, you see. So I use justify content to put it on the center and align item, but it didn't center it vertically. So align item didn't actually work. If you remove align item, see what happens. Nothing changes. Align item is supposed to put it in the center here. Okay, there is a reason why it's not putting it. I think it's the padding and the settings with this, but it's supposed to put align item is supposed to put it here. This is supposed to appear in the center here. Okay, so but yeah, and center horizontal. This is only horizontally. Okay, vertical align item center. It's supposed to put it at the vertical. Equal height, equal line. This is the gap. Each column gets equal width and same height. Okay, so basically what we need to do is first we need to, one second, let me just, before moving on to grid, I need to, so in order to use align items here, we are supposed to use justify content. We're supposed to define the width and height in the HTML and body here. Okay, like I said, 100% height and 100% width, and then in order to make this at center, I added height here, 100% of the container height, and then when I use align item, it became center. Okay, if I want, I can just, if I remove this, what happens? It just if I just remove this one and run it, it's just going to be like this. But if I just type here align items and center, it's going to be like this. And if I type here flex start, it's going to be at the top. I type flex end, and it's going to be at the bottom. So this is the idea of align items. Justify content, just focus on horizontally, and align item vertically. The reason it's doing it vertically is because it's the opposite of the flex direction. The flex direction right now, it's saying it's on row, right? It's on row. That's why it's showing this one. What if flex direction is on column? Flex direction right now by default is on row. Let's say this is on column. If it is on column, it's going to, this one is supposed to be here actually. Let's try it out. Yeah, it's supposed to be here. It's always the opposite of the flex direction. Yeah. Okay. So basically that's what we need to know about align items, and I think it's about time that we move on to grid. Flex is one-dimensional row or column, and grid is two-dimensional row and columns. This is the difference between grid and flex. So think of grid as a spreadsheet. You place items exactly where you want in both directions. So this is grid. Okay, so yeah,